Well, well. It's official, ladies and gentlemen. Graham Potter has been announced by Chelsea. We enter Potter era. It's actually quite exciting times. I'm very keen to see what transpires.
All right. Here we go, back again on the other side of the coin.
All right, welcome back to the other side of the coin, ladies and gentlemen. Before we get into this announcement and get into the finer details of Graham Potter joining Chelsea Football Club on a 5-year contract and bringing on some of his staff members from Brighton, which is, I think, is going to be a bit of a difference maker. Hopefully, look, I mean, we've spent quite a bit of time talking about Thomas Tuchel and sharing our thoughts, sharing our feelings around it, but we have to swiftly move on. We have to swiftly move on and look forward to the new era, and that's exactly what we're going to do because life moves on, man. Life moves on. Obviously, you grieve, you mourn, and whatnot. You feel a bit sad, but like everything, life goes on. Thomas Tuchel will go on. He'll find another role. And we, as Chelsea Football Club, we've seen this happen many a time, so we should be quite accustomed to it. But I hope Graham Potter sticks around for a little while and does get to build his philosophy, his image on Chelsea, and along with the new owners, hopefully they can, plan out the project that they've been thinking about doing. We're going to get talking to a lot of those stuff in this particular video as well. And get to know Graham Potter a little bit more. And we'll look into the latest Athletic article a little bit down the track just to see some of the extracts that's come out in regards to the fallout of Thomas Tuchel. So we'll talk a little bit about that. And of course, there's a special announcement from Fabrizio Romano, a particular player making a return to the Premier League, which is exciting as well. Okay, so first up, welcome to Chelsea, Graham Potter. Announcement has been made. Chelsea Football Club is delighted to welcome Graham Potter as our new head coach, joining us on a 5-year contract to bring his progressive football and innovative coaching to the club. This is what's been highlighted a lot in many of the articles, several journalists. Progressive football and innovative coaching to the club. I think this is what's been driven. And do you know what? This is true. This is what he's done at Brighton Football Club. So this is not one bit fabricated at all. This is what Graham Potter had to say about his appointment to Chelsea. Potter said, "I'm incredibly proud and excited to represent Chelsea FC, this fantastic football club. I am very excited to partner with Chelsea's new ownership group and look forward to meeting and working with the exciting group of players and to develop a team and culture that our amazing fans can be proud of. I would also like to place my sincere thanks to Brighton Hove Albion for allowing me this opportunity, and in particular, Tony Bloom, all the players, staff, and supporters for their continued support during my time at the club." I mean, look, of course, tough times for Brighton. It looked like last season they really, really broke through, and then this season they were looking to compound on that. And just when all of that thing was clicking on, we snap up their manager. And look, this is probably was bound to happen. Graham Potter was bound to get a bigger job down the track. So as much as it's sad situation for Brighton, I'm pretty sure they'll find a replacement to carry on the good work that Graham Potter has been able to do. This is what Todd Bowley had to say about the situation of Graham Potter being appointed. "We are thrilled to bring Graham to Chelsea. He is a proven coach and an innovator in the Premier League who fits our vision for the club. Not only he is extremely talented on the pitch, he has skills and capabilities that extend beyond the pitch, which will make Chelsea a more successful club." I think that's another factor. This line here, being able to go beyond the pitch and being able to connect beyond a footballing sort of field. I think that's a big factor, which might have been a bit of lacking, I suppose, with Thomas Tuchel and the new owners. I'm not saying Thomas Tuchel was incapable of doing that, but maybe he just didn't have the appetite to do that with the new owners. And at the end of the day, the new owners, they'll do whatever they want to do. They're the owners at the end of the day. He has had a major impact at his previous clubs, and we look forward to his positive impact at Chelsea. We look forward to supporting him, his coaching team, and the squad in realizing their full potential in the coming months and years, which is great to see. This is what Batad Egbali and Jose E. Feliciano, co-controlling owners, this is what they had to say. Graham is a footballing innovator. Everyone talks about him as an innovator. And look, to a certain degree, he probably is. And winner on the pitch and a leader off the pitch. He has deeply impressed us with his ideas and approach to football. We are thrilled to partner with Graham to build a winning team on that one that embodies the culture of collaboration, innovation, teamwork, player development, and commitment to excellence on and off the pitch. We are fortunate to have Graham and his team as our partners in the journey. So look, ladies and gentlemen, we are well and truly in the era of Graham Potter. He will be taking the managerial position immediately, and first game coming up against Fulham. Look at this one. Chelsea signed Brighton head coach Potter, second most expensive head coach ever. Chelsea have confirmed the signing of Graham Potter as the club's new head coach, following the former Brighton manager agreeing a 5-year deal with the club. According to reports in England, the Stamford Bridge side have paid a fee worth reported 16 million to buy out Potter's contract with the Seagulls, which was set to run until 2025. This sum would make him the most expensive coach in world behind Bayern Munich's Julian Nagelsmann, which is quite an interesting fact, isn't it? The second most expensive coach. So the pressure's on. The pressure is on. As I said, ladies and gentlemen, the pressure in Brighton is different as opposed to the pressures in Chelsea. He's going to be, expected to finish top 4 on a regular basis and then soon start challenging for the title. And speaking about winning stuff, right? Graham Potter's actually won something. I did a bit of research before we get to that. He won something in Östersund. I think that's the Swedish club. He took them from their tier 2 league and then promoted them, and I think he won the Swedish Cup, which we'll get to. This is a little bit about Graham Potter, ladies and gentlemen. Obviously, currently Chelsea manager, English background, which, you know what, this could probably be in our favour. The fact that he's an English manager. I'm hoping the media don't go after him, and I hope the media actually gives him a lot of love. Much like Frank Lampard got. And I know if Frank Lampard was a club legend, I get that. But at the end of the day, Graham Potter, English, you'd think the media would, the English media would be a little bit more, supportive towards him. And I hope that's the case. 47-year-old, preferred formation 3-4-2-1, and these are some of the places that he's managed. Brighton, Swansea before that. He was only there for a short time, 51 matches, and he's done well over there. Östersund, he was there in women's football, technical director. I had no idea. But Östersund, he managed a lot of games over there, 224 games, and he ended up winning Swedish Cup winner, 16-17 Östersund. So, and he took them, he promoted, got them promotion into Tier 1, and even played in Europa, I think, Europa League with Östersund. So he's got some sort of European experience. Now, here's a little bit of a snapshot of what Brighton's done, which will give us a bit of an idea as to how time is needed for Graham Potter to implement his stuff. Obviously, this season they're flying, fourth at the moment after 5 games. Potter was taken in from 2019-20. So 2019-20, Brighton finished 15th. Yeah, they didn't do that well the season after either. Brighton finished 16th, but it's last season where everything started to click into gears. Brighton finished 9th, which was their highest finish, and they played some really, really good football. And it makes me think, for his philosophy, for his style of football, I think much like with everyone as well, I think it's going to take a bit of time, and we have to be patient. We have to be patient. And this season, it was only getting better, even after losing some key players. So like Cucurella and Bissouma, it looked like it didn't really matter to them because the philosophy was set in stone for them, and it was good to see. Now, this is what Matt Law said: 5 members of staff joining Graham Potter and Chelsea. These are the people that are coming through. Head coach Graham Potter is leaving the club after deciding to join Chelsea. Also departing his assistant coach Billy Reid, first team coaches Bjorn Hamburg and Bruno, goalkeeping coach Ben Roberts, and assistant head of recruitment Kyle McCauley. I think this is an important one. The head of recruitment. Hopefully they can find some good talents down the track and really hone in on players that are going to feel comfortable in the system, the philosophy that Graham Potter is going to try and implement at Chelsea Football Club. Goalkeeping coach Ben Roberts. So see you later, Hilario, I suppose. This is going to be an interesting one because Sanchez, as I said in my previous live, if you've missed that, go check that out. We had some really good discussion there. Sanchez is a very good goalkeeper for Brighton, ball-playing goalkeeper. Not many people talk about. They build up a lot with him being the first point of contact. And Ben Roberts, he'll have to work hard with Mendy. So it'll be interesting to see if Graham Potter starts off with Mendy or Kepa gets a bit of an opportunity now. So, look, I'm glad he's brought in his people, Graham Potter, and I hope all the things that went right for Brighton can be transmitted to us down the track. So, look, ladies and gentlemen, exciting times with Graham Potter. I'm very, very keen to see the philosophy that he's going to embed, the style of football, who he picks, how he manages the different types of characters. Brighton players, no disrespect, I'm pretty sure Graham Potter was the main center of attention. He was the main guy there. It's going to be a bit difficult to impose that feel towards Chelsea Football Club, where there's a lot of characters that may have, that image, that ego, I suppose. So a lot of these players, do you know what I mean, playing for Chelsea Football Club, earning a lot of money. How do you manage to your management is going to be stretched to its limit. So I'm willing to see all of that. I'm wishing him the best of luck. We will slowly move on from the Thomas Tuchel era. We thank him for everything that he's done, and we are very, very excited now to see what Graham Potter brings to Chelsea Football Club. And I hope the 5 years. I know the contracts mean nothing at Chelsea Football Club. Anytime it can be terminated, but I do hope that he gets that longer period of time to build his stuff. In regards to expectation, as I said, it's always expected on a regular basis that Chelsea top four minimum, and then you got to start challenging for titles. So, look, I think it's a bit unrealistic to think like that for this particular season, but season's still young, so you'd think push for top four is still a bare minimum for Graham Potter. But don't be surprised if we end up coming fifth or sixth, and I don't think that should kick him out of the club either. And I think he should be able to build, as we saw. It's taken a bit of time for Brighton to come to where they are right now. Let's have a look at some of the things that's been said on the latest Athletic article that was dropped by Simon Johnson and a few other journalists as well. Look at this. Bowley described Tuchel as a nightmare to work with. To a league executive, Tuchel was unhappy at being asked to report back to Ed Bally about his team meetings and felt he was likely to be sacked during pre-season. After Leeds, they stopped communicating. So look, it's very difficult to move on when the communication has broken down with the owners. At the end of the day, it all starts and ends with the owners. So if you're not getting along with the owners, it's sayonara, tata, goodbye. Tuchel did not initiate a single conversation with one first-team player at Chelsea for more than a year, offering him no guidance on how they could get back into his team whenever they fell out of the starting 11. I mean, look, this is very much similar to, if you guys remember, when Lampard got sacked. Similar tone, similar sort of information was getting leaked out in the Athletic articles and whatnot, saying Frank Lampard didn't speak to Alonso, didn't speak to XYZ players for months and months and months. Look, this is quite common. This is not something to fret about. This is what happens when there are so many players. And this is the other thing. I don't know how deep Brighton's squad was, but obviously Graham Potter coming into Chelsea will have a huge squad. And Brighton obviously didn't play that many matches a week. He's going to have to play sometimes 3 matches a week. So to be able to juggle around with such a large squad and be able to rotate players, keep everyone happy. This is going to be a challenge. And look, I'm not surprised with Thomas Tuchel falling out with certain players. This is what happens with every manager. Sarri fell out with certain players. Gary Cahill, if you guys remember. Frank Lampard fell out with certain players. Alonso, I think, being one of the prominent ones. And it happens. Conte fell out with so many of our players. Diego Costa, Willian, many. So, look, this is something Graham Potter... we'll see how he manages, and we'll see who stays and who goes. I think there'll be many more changes come January. Tuchel's initial wish list included De Jong, De Ligt, Rafinha, and Kimpembe. The owners delivered none. Bowley and Eghbali learned on data analysis with experience in US sports, while Tuchel stressed the need for him to talk to potential signings. Look, I don't know. I mean, there are some reports saying that he didn't want any more midfielders, but yeah, I think he did want De Ligt, he did want Rafinha, Kimpembe, De Jong. Maybe he did want De Jong as well. I think he wanted De Jong in PSG. So look, I wanted De Jong. I think if we got these sort of players, I think we would have been absolutely set. But it is what it is. Move. Tuchel has no desire to make time away from football. An abrupt ending has left a bitter taste in his mouth, as he is understood to identify more closely with Chelsea than any other clubs. Yeah. So he's gonna. Tuchel has no desire to take time away from football. So I'm keen to see where he moves on, man. There could be some potential clubs out there where he could manage straight away. Tuchel pictured for the first time since leaving Chelsea. Look, it is what it is, man. One of the names I was told on a manager was Julian Nagelsmann. This is from Simon Johnson, The Athletic, and there was some other information in regards to why it has fallen out. As I said, I don't want to go into the details of that anymore. We've moved on, and it is Graham Potter time right now. Ladies and gentlemen, you let me know how you feel about moving into this match for Fulham, how you feel about Graham Potter. I'm excited, man. I'm excited to see how he implements. Generally, he plays 3 at the back, but he is not shy of being flexible. He can move to a 4, but his 3 at the back is a lot different to Thomas Tuchel. His 3 at the back are proper 3 defenders at the back, and he doesn't really play with wing backs. He plays with wingers in those wing back positions, and he relies on the midfielders to really help out in defensive situation as well. But look, at the end of the day, wingers off the ball will have to defend as well. If you remember Willian, off the ball, he was a massive defensive help. So keen to see all of that. Finally, ladies and gentlemen, we end with this. This bad boy is back. Diego Costa, ladies and gentlemen, is back in the Premier League for Wolves. And the mad part is he's only 33. It feels like it was ages ago when he played for Chelsea Football Club. But obviously the decline has been massive since then. I think he went to China, then he went to Atletico Madrid, and then he went back to, I don't know, Brazil or something like that. Now finally he's here. I'm interested to see the S-housery that he's going to bring. They do play Liverpool. Perfect time. I would love to see him unleashed against Virgil van Dijk, but it may not happen from the get-go. He could come off the bench, but yeah, man, I'm keen to see what he does. I hope he bangs in some goals for Wolves. And Premier League is going to be once again quite exciting to see in regards to this particular striker. This is what Fabrizio Romano said. Diego Costa of the Wolves, here we go, being told contract until June 2023, has been signed right now after he successfully completed medical tests in the morning. Diego returns to Premier League as free agent to replace Kalajic after his ACL injury. They just signed Kalajic as well. And he got himself an ACL injury. So this brings about Diego Costa. Ladies and gentlemen, let me know how you feel about the return of Diego Costa to the Premier League. So yeah, that pretty much wraps us up. Hope you guys have enjoyed this. Smash the like button if you're here for the first time. Subscribe, hit the bell notification to stay in touch with all my content. I shall see you guys for a live, hopefully tomorrow. I'll be keen to see what Graham Potter has to say in the press conference with the upcoming match of Fulham. So yeah, until next time. See ya.